Darkness falls. Here's possible information terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's possible information terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's possible information terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's possible information terror.
Is that you?
Here's possible information terror.
Is that you?
Here's possible information terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's possible information terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's possible information terror.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Darkness falls.
Is that you?
Information terror. Here's darkness falls. It's time.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Darkness falls. Here's unidentified terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's unidentified terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror. Here's darkness falls. It's time.
Is that you?
Dimensional terror.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Darkness falls.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror. Here's darkness falls. It's time.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's unidentified terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's before bedtime. Unknown dimensional terror.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Darkness falls.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Twilight night.
What?
Twilight night. Twilight night.
Like a look out in the graveyard?
Twilight night.
What?
Twilight night. 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 Twilight night.
Like a look out in the
Twilight
graveyard?
night.
What?
Twilight night. Twilight night.
What?
Twilight night. Twilight night.
What?
Twilight night.
Knock and look out in the graveyard.
Twilight night. Twilight night.
What?
Twilight night. Twilight night.
Knock and look out in the graveyard.
Twilight night.
What?
Twilight night. Twilight night.
What?
Twilight night.
Knock and look out in the graveyard.
Twilight night. Twilight night.
What?
Darkness falls.
Knock and look out in the graveyard.
Unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Years before bedtime. Unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Years before bedtime. Terror.
Is that you?
The inside track is open, and the excitement is addictive. Pick your horse and cheer them on to victory.
Terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls.
Knock and look out in the graveyard.
Unknown dimensional terror.
Knock and look out in the graveyard.
Darkness falls.
Knock and look out in the graveyard.
Unknown dimensional terror. Years before bedtime. Darkness falls.
Is that you?
Unknown dimensional terror. Years before bedtime. Darkness falls.
Is that you?
Unknown dimensional terror.
Knock and look out in the graveyard.
Darkness falls. Years before bedtime. Dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls.
Knock and look out in the graveyard.
Unknown dimensional terror. Years before bedtime. Darkness falls.
Knock and look out in the graveyard.
Unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Years before bedtime. Unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Years before bedtime. Unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Years before bedtime. Dimensional terror.
you?
Darkness falls. Here's unknown dimensional terror.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Darkness falls.
Is that you?
Unknown dimensional terror.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Darkness falls.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror. Here's darkness falls in time.
Is that you?
Dimensional terror. Here's before bedtime. Darkness falls.
Is that you?
Dimensional terror. Here's darkness falls in time.
Is that you?
Dimensional terror. Here's darkness falls in time.
Is that you?
Dimensional terror. Here's darkness fall in time.
Is that you?
Dimensional terror. Here's darkness fall in time.
Is that you?
Unknown dimensional terror. Here's darkness fall in time.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Here's bedtime terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's before bedtime dimensional terror.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Darkness falls.
Is that you?
Dimensional terror. Here's before bedtime. Darkness falls.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror. Here's darkness fall in time.
Is that you?
Dimensional terror. Here's darkness fall in time.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Unknown dimensional terror.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Darkness falls. Here's unknown dimensional terror.
Is that you?
Darkness falls. Here's before bedtime terror.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Darkness falls.
Is that you?
Unknown dimensional terror. Here's before bedtime. Darkness falls.
Is that you?
Dimensional terror.
Want to look out in the graveyard?
Darkness falls. Here's unknown dimensional terror.